welcome to Live Interactive English. My name is Winnie.
And I'm Mike.
And today we are talking about Cape Town, the mother city, part 2. Speaking of cities, tell me about an interesting city that you've been to.
Oh, well, I think this is one of the more beautiful cities. And I mentioned earlier Vancouver in Canada, where we have mountains and we have water, and it's very, very lovely as well. It kind of reminds me when people talk about Cape Town, or maybe it doesn't look quite the same because, of course, it's a very different part of the world. But that mix of, you know, hills on one side of the city and water, and people say, oh, you can go hiking or skiing in the mountains in the morning and then surfing or swimming down at the beach in the afternoon. I get kind of the same feeling.
Yeah, I love Vancouver.
In Vancouver.
It gives you, the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds, yeah. What about you? What would be one of your picks for most picturesque or most beautiful cities in the world?
Oh, well, that's kind of putting me on the spot, but if I had to say one of my favorite cities in the world is Santa Cruz in California. Okay. It's definitely more coastal, not a lot of mountains, but a lot of beaches. And I just love that kind of beach vibe, that what's up, bro vibe.
Okay, that sounds very nice. And that's close to San Francisco, right? Which is also often rated as one of the more beautiful cities in the world. I think Paris, you'd have to put that in there. Right? A lot of people call it one of the more beautiful cities in the world. What about in Taiwan? What would you say is a beautiful city in Taiwan?
Well, I'm kind of partial to the eastern side of Taiwan. Okay. So I really like Taidong because, you know, obviously we work and live in Taipei, and it's great to live in a city, but sometimes you just want to enjoy the countryside of Taiwan.
It is very nice down there. I haven't spent enough time, but you're right. It is a beautiful part of the island. All right, well, let's get back to South Africa because we're going to check out Cape Town, the mother city, part 2. There's so much more to see, do, and eat. So let's get into it.
The Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet near Cape Town, so I decided to go to Clifton Beach and have a swim in these unique waters. However, as soon as I dipped my toe in the water, I changed my mind. Much of the water here flows directly from Antarctica, which meant it was freezing. The cold didn't scare everyone off, though, as there were quite a few people having fun in the waves.
All right, yes, we're back in Cape Town. We've explored the city a little bit, right? Victoria and Alfred waterfront, then we went down the harbor, up to Table Mountain. So let's get a little bit out of the city and enjoy some of the wonderful nature they also have. Because, of course, we are in South Africa, one of the best countries to go to see wonderful animals. So let's see what we can find around Cape Town.
The Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet near Cape Town.
They do.
So I decided to go to Clifton Beach and have a swim in these unique waters.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be nice. That sounds really nice on a hot day.
It does, absolutely.
However, as soon as I dipped my toe in the water, I changed my mind.
Sharks. There's a lot of sharks down there. A lot of sharks, right? Mixing the water and all sorts of animals, lots of food for sharks. So you might be careful where you dip your toe or any other part of your body into the water. If you dip something, this verb means you place something in a liquid, generally very briefly and just a little bit. This is the kind of thing you would do if you were at a swimming pool and it's outside and maybe it's spring and you're not quite sure the temperature of something. So you might dip your toe or dip your hand into the water in the same way that if you make a bath before you climb in and whoa, discover it's way too hot or way too cold, you dip your hand in or your toe.
That I should take a lesson in that. I usually just cannonball in.
You just jump right in and then jump right out when you realize it is icy cold.
Well, now I know I have to dip my toe in.
You do. You should also dip your food because, of course, when you dip your food, you might have a liquid, a sauce, a gravy, and you don't want to cover your food with it, so you just put in a little bit and that keeps your fingers clean. Like Charlotte. Charlotte dipped the piece of chicken into the ketchup. I would have picked the barbecue sauce, but you can go with ketchup. You do you, Charlotte. All right, back to our article. It says, remember, we're dipping our toe into the water right near, right near Cape Town. So it should be nice, right? Much of the water, it says, much of the water here flows directly from Antarctica, which meant It was freezing.
I still stand by what I said.
Yeah?
I think we would both enjoy this water because everyone at Live ABC knows we like it chilly.
Yeah, we do like it chilly. And as you know, if you just finish climbing Table Mountain, it might be very refreshing, right? To go swimming there. But if you're expecting it to be sort of like a comfortable bath water temperature, like, you know, in a holiday beach somewhere, yeah, no, the water is from basically the South Pole.
Yeah, and as we just learned, the water flows from Antarctica. So that means it's really, really cold. So when something flows, that is our verb, and it just means when liquid moves along slowly and smoothly. Yeah, so we learned that this water is obviously going to be cold because it's coming probably from a melted glacier. For example, we sat on the bank and watched the river flow into the sea.
There you go. Rivers flow from uphill to downhill, right? That's where the water kind of runs or moves or flows. So it's not the best place to go swimming if you don't like cold water. The cold didn't scare everyone off, though, as there were quite a few people having fun in the waves.
Sounds like our kind of people.
That could be us, or you can get the right equipment, right? Get one of those wetsuits or one of those, something like that. A lot of people who surf or scuba dive, they're used to that. They live there. They know it's not exactly warm, but you can still have a good time.
And you're going to be moving around anyway.
That's true. That's true. Swimming away from all the sharks. Let's take a quick break, and then we will be back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续跟着作者游览开普敦。他提到大西洋和印度洋在开普敦的附近交汇，所以呢，他决定要去克里夫顿海滩，在那一片独特的海域游泳。不过，当他脚趾一进到水中，他就改变主意了，因为那边大部分的水是直接从南极洲流入，所以呢，水非常的冰冷。可是还是有不少人在海浪中玩得很开心。那么 Winnie 老师这时候有提到 glacier 这个字。Glacier 是指冰河、冰川的意思。那再来看课文单字 dip 这个动词，它表示浸或是站或者是泡。那么 flow 当动词则有流动的意思，可能是指液体或气体的流动。那这边有两个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 as soon as， 这是表达一怎么样就怎么样，就相当于 once， 用来引导副词子句。例如I'll text you as soon as I get there， 也可以说 I'll text you once I get there， 我一到那里就会传讯息给你。那第二个重点是 mind 的相关片语。那首先我们来介绍 change one's mind， 就是表达改变主意。例如I've changed my mind. I don't want to go to the party tonight. 我改变主意了，我今晚不想去参加派对了。那第二个用语是 speak one's mind， 可以表达说出心里话，坦率直言。像 Don't be afraid to speak your mind， 别害怕说出你的想法。第三个介绍的用语是 make up one's mind， 这是表达打定主意、下定决心。像是 She couldn't make up her mind whether to accept the job offer， 她没办法拿定主意是否要接受那份工作。好，那接回到课文中。
By this point, I was getting hungry, so I drove to Vocab, which means Upper Cape. This district is rich in history and probably the most vibrant and photographed area in Cape Town. The area's houses are brightly painted, and each street has a unique and colorful look. Cape Malay curry is a must for everyone who loves good food, and the restaurants in Vocab serve some of the best around. As my time in Cape Town ended, I promised myself that I would go back one day, since there was so much more to explore. The mother city streets, natural surroundings, and food had stolen my heart, and I couldn't wait to return.
Welcome back from the break. Let's continue on with the article.
All right, so we've been downtown, we've been uptown, we've been in the water, we've been on a mountain, and now it is time for snacks. By this point in the article, it says, by this point, I was getting hungry. It's been a busy day.
It is.
So I drove to Vocab, which means Upper Cape. This district is rich in history and probably the most vibrant and photographed area in Cape Town.
Yes.
So wow, it's lively, it's vibrant, and it's very beautiful, which explains why the district has a lot of people taking pictures.
Right, and so what is a district? It is a noun and it is a neighborhood or an area of a city. So for example, Fiona lives in the city's main shopping district. And I feel like if we were to show a photo, I feel like a lot of people would have seen this.
Oh, okay, the colorful houses you mean.
Yeah, it's very famous. Continuing on, the area's houses are brightly painted, and each street has a unique and colorful look, and of course unique means special, very different.
Very, very cool. And it's lovely to go there. Try to go if you want to take pictures, the best pictures, on a sunny day. Not too sunny, but sunny enough to really capture all of those many colors. And when we see a thing with many, many colors in it, we would call it colorful, all right? So it's bright, the colors are bright, it's very alive, it gives you this feeling of sort of very beautiful and very active, very energetic. It's full of color, it is very colorful. When I think of colorful, I think of tropical fish or parrots or things like that. Very,
we're not thinking
colorful.
Like black and white buildings or gray buildings.
No, not at all. On a gray day, it wouldn't look as colorful. The colors wouldn't be as vibrant and alive. For example, the artist's work is very colorful and unusual. That could be a lot of different artists. Back to our article. Cape Malay curry is a must for everyone who loves good food. That's me. And the restaurants in Vocab serve some of the best around. Yeah, South Africa is a very kind of mixed culture, right? Of course.
Yeah, this is interesting because as a Singaporean, so of course Malaysia has a place in my heart. I didn't think that I could go to South Africa.
Yeah, a lot of Indian food there too.
To eat Cape Malay curry.
There you go, European food, and of course lots of wonderful African food from
it
many
makes
tribes.
sense because, you know, they are a port city, so a lot of great ingredients go through there.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so continuing on with the article, as my time in Cape Town ended, I promised myself that I would go back one day, since there was so much more to explore. So we know that, you know, South Africa is huge, so we know that Cape Town is probably very dense in culture and activities. You can't just finish it all in one day.
No, not even 2 days. You need a week or two.
Yeah, at least. So she's going to explore. What does that mean? That is our verb. That basically means to travel and discover new parts or things of a place. And she is excited to explore more of Cape Town that she didn't get to see this time. So for example, I couldn't wait to leave the hotel and explore the local area.
Back to the article. The Mother City streets, Mother City of course being a nickname for Cape Town, the Mother City streets, natural surroundings, and food had stolen my heart and I couldn't wait to return. So if something steals your heart, it really is somewhere you fall in love with. It's somewhere you have kind of an emotional attachment to. And even years later, you'll remember your trip to Cape Town in this case and go, what a great time that was. So that kind of leads us very nicely into our what do you think question. Where have you been that you would really like to go back to? Or where have you been that stole your heart?
Ooh, well, I think you would actually enjoy what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I'd love to return to Montreal.
Oh, yeah, that's my hometown.
Yeah, and it's kind of similar with Cape Town where it's, you know, there's just so much to do that.
True.
I mean, you could always go back, right?
You can always go back. I would recommend going in the summertime, but if you like winter stuff, go then, but it does get cold. That's a great answer.
What about you?
Let's see. When I was young, I went to Greece with my parents. I was, you know, a kid, so I've always wanted to go back there.
Right. And as an adult this time.
As an adult, I've read a lot of the history, and I'd like to go to many other places. So that is one place I will not plan to go. I will definitely go to.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we got a plane to catch.
Okay, we're gonna go to Montreal, I'll go to Greece, or maybe we'll just both go to Cape Town.
And then, yeah, we'll just meet up there, take a really, really long boat ride back here.
Sounds good. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
接 接着作者开车到波卡普这个地区，它的历史悠久，可能是开普敦最具活力、最常入境的地区了。那边的房屋有漆上鲜艳的颜色，而每一条街道都有独特多彩的面貌。而有一道必吃的料理，则是开普马来咖喱。好，文中它用到 something is a must， 这是表达某事物是必不可少的。这时候 must 是当可数名词用。再来看课文单字 district。district 它表示行政区，也可以指特色的区域啊，或者是地区。那么 colorful 则是形容鲜艳的、色彩缤纷的、丰富多彩的。补充单字 vibrant 则是形容充满活力的、生气勃勃的或是活跃的。那作者最后提到说，他有一天一定会再回去开普敦，因为还有很多值得探索的地方。那边的街道啊、自然环境还有美食都深深吸引着他，让他迫不及待想要回到那里。那他用到动词 explore 就是表达探险、探究。那这边有一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来整理 rich 的用法。Be rich in 什么什么可以表达什么什么丰富的，或者是富含什么什么的。像 lemons are rich in vitamin C， 柠檬富含维生素 C。另外 rich 也常常跟名词合用来构成复合形容词，表达说富含什么的。像是 salmon is one of the most protein-rich foods， 鲑鱼是最富含蛋白质的食物之一。好，那么以上今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
The Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet near Cape Town, so I decided to go to Clifton Beach and have a swim in these unique waters. However, as soon as I dipped my toe in the water, I changed my mind. Much of the water here flows directly from Antarctica, which meant it was freezing. The cold didn't scare everyone off, though, as there were quite a few people having fun in the waves. By this point, I was getting hungry, so I drove to Vocab, which means Upper Cape. This district is rich in history and probably the most vibrant and photographed area in Cape Town. The area's houses are brightly painted, and each street has a unique and colorful look. Cape Malay curry is a must for everyone who loves good food, and the restaurants in Vocab serve some of the best around. As my time in Cape Town ended, I promised myself that I would go back one day, since there was so much more to explore. The mother city streets, natural surroundings, and food had stolen my heart, and I couldn't wait to return.
Are you a fan of the great outdoors? Taipei is a wonderful city when it comes to outdoor sports and recreational activities such as hiking, bird watching, and sightseeing. So, if these activities sound fun to you, then you'll definitely want to visit Yangmingshan National Park. Yangmingshan National Park is a big park. It covers a large part of northern Taiwan. The park is located in both Taipei City and New Taipei City. Yangmingshan has a cool and wet climate. Several hot springs are located throughout the park. Silvergrass can be seen in the fall. Cherry blossoms and azaleas can be seen in the spring. Many old buildings and trails are in the park. Here, visitors can learn about what happened in Yangmingshan before. Escape busy Taipei and discover the natural beauty of Yangmingshan National Park. Did our introduction of Yangmingshan National Park interest you? Then perhaps you're an outdoorsman. Maybe next time I'll bump into you on a hiking trail in Yangmingshan National Park.